Okay. Was I not live all that time? Somebody tell me. I don't know if I was live or not. Okay, since it's only going 4, I don't think so. I have to start again? Do I have to start again? Anybody know? Nope, I have to start again. Hi, I'm Elena Chapman. Okay, so here we go for those of you who didn't hear everything I did because I was on private. I am a mystic. I am not a technology person, obviously, but I am a mystic. What is a mystic? It's a person who sees source or life, the life force, or whatever you call it. Some people call it God, whatever. I see it in everything. I also see beyond the veil of this world and others. And I have for a very long time, starting at the age of 7. So that's what I do. And I also bring that into everything I teach. And I have a greater understanding of so many things that many people do not really. So that's what I help my clients with. I'm also a 2-time international best-selling author of 2 books, and I have Hello Soul. And good news, I have my book coming out with not my Audible book. It's almost done. All we have to do is put the music for the end. And then that Audible book will be available, and it's Hello Soul, and it's really good. I love the Audible version because I did it. I'm the one reading it. And why wouldn't I? It's my story. And I think it makes it a little more fun having the person who wrote it read it to you. At least I think so. And it seemed to have gone pretty well. People seem to like it. So I'll let you know when that's up. Also, yep. And oh, by the way, tomorrow at 10:30, I'm having my podcast. It's a new podcast called Mystical Muse, and it's practical spirituality. And that is coming. I'm going to put it live here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and everything else so that you can come in on the conversation with these amazing people and learn every day cool spirituality that you can live and learn about the issues of now, what people believe, what they don't believe, the journey that they've been on, because some of these people have been on as long as I have. What was their hardest? What was their easiest? Where are they going now? What have they done with it? What do they see? It's just a fun little session of getting to know someone and also saying, hey, I might try that. Or, oh, I get that. Oh, I like that. It'll open you up to things. And that's what it's all about. All right. So that's everything I'm about so far. And today we're going to talk about affirmations. Dun, dun, dun. And affirmations are everywhere. I mean, in the self-improvement world, they talk about affirmations constantly. I see it all over TikTok. I see it all over Instagram. I see people talking into their mirrors with one eye and then the other saying their affirmation. Okay. Let's talk affirmations. To understand affirmations, we've got to understand 2 things. We have to understand vibration. It's coming back. Vibration is everything. Energy, vibration, same thing, everything. And then the second thing is the subconscious mind, which is a mystery to everybody. No, it's not. Okay, so vibration, let's understand vibration. All right. Vibration is the rate that our emotions vibrate, our emotions for us. Okay, everything vibrates. Like a table or a chair or a tree is a solid object, very slow vibration. We, luckily, can vibrate at many different vibrations. That's why if people have ever gone for an aura picture photo thing, and one day it's red and another day it's yellow, well, that's because you are so more complex than a table that you have many different emotions, and the emotions will change the energy around you, which is what you're reading. And that energy is what reverberates in the universe. All right. So if you understand that, you will and try it out. do the things that I always test everything, guys. I do. Why? Because I do. Why would I just trust you? Because you say so? All right. So sit in a coffee shop and watch. Watch the person who comes in who is feeling down, who is maybe got bad news or something, or just feels heavy. You'll know it. How can you know? Because their energy is so close to them. They're closed off. They might be slumping a little bit. They're looking at the ground, right? That is a closed vibration and it's very low. All right. That is not an achieving one. That is not one that's full of wonder. That is non-deserving, upset, feeling in the pits, right? Then you see the person who walks through the door, who is like full of life, just got a raise. Oh my gosh, I'm spreading goodness everywhere. Their arms are wide, they're laughing loud, they're talking to friends, they're saying hello to everybody, and their vibration is taking over the room. You can feel them before they even get there. That's what people say about me. That is a vibration that is much higher. Okay. Now, this is important to know. Because if you understand that each a vibration is like a radio station and is on a different wavelength, reaching the universe, reaching source, God, guides, angels, whatever that you believe, and it's reaching them, what are you going to send? Which one do you want to send up there? And here's the thing. Each wave is its own. Country Western music is on one, right? We're just going to say, we're going to compare it to radio stations. So if I tune in and I get on the wavelength of country Western music, that's one station. I'm not going to hear rock. I'm not going to hear punk. Do they even have punk anymore? I don't even know. And I'm not going to hear classical. I'm going to hear country Western music. If I turn on the rock, I'm going to hear rock, right? On the wavelengths of energy that we send out, they each have their own level, their own station. Now, everyone sells you gratitude. Everywhere you go, gratitude is the way. Practice your gratitude. And yes, it does help, but not for the reasons you think. And I do include gratitude, but not for the reasons you think. Gratitude is not a money attitude. It's not a money vibration. That's a different station. It is not even a service. It is gratitude. It is a happiness. Happiness. And it is the thing that lifts your vibration up through the different waves. So if I am that person who came through the door who was just had the bad news and was very down on itself, and I'm very down here, I have to raise myself up somehow, right? I got to get off that wavelength, that station. I don't want to be singing about how my dog has died, my girlfriend has left, country Western music. And if you love that, that's great. But I'm just having some fun. So you got to get above that. So what do? You start to see the wonder in your life. How do you do that? You practice gratitude. And that gratitude will raise you up in the different vibrations of the universe to a happiness. And if you keep practicing gratitude and you're making your list of things you're happy about in the morning and in the afternoon, then you will, there we go. Okay, I'm on the wrong end. Good. So then all of a sudden you are in wonder and you're like noticing the universe. And wonder is the creative space. That's when ideas start coming to you. Okay, so it's an important one. But it is not the money one. Okay, and the money one is what tricks everybody up. So you need the gratitude to rise up. We got that. That's one. Okay, let's talk a little bit more. So, all right, I'm happy. I'm happy. I have a big vibration. So why isn't it coming to me, Elena? Why aren't I just filled with riches? Well, okay. Now you're dealing with belief systems. And belief systems are our wonderful subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind, that wonderful. Um, it's really interesting. If you talk nowadays, we have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Actually, scientists are starting to talk about a third mind, which Florence Scoville Shun, no, Shin, sorry, I always do that. She talked about the super subconscious mind, which is the same thing scientists are starting to talk about. And in spirituality, it's like the eye, the pituitary gland. It's the bigger one. It's the one that touches to the universe. So that's really cool. But in our subconscious mind, and it is a faction of our subconscious mind, but there's the other side of our subconscious mind, which stores everything that our beautiful subconscious mind decided to store in there. And usually it's not such good stuff. And when we are trying to achieve something in our life, a lot of times we have to deal with that subconscious mind. And that subconscious mind is drawing upon old experiences, what parents have taught you, what teachers have taught you, what experiences you've had with kids or moving or whatever. Everything is in there. And what you have learned is stuck in there. When I was, this will age me. But when I was young, my dad always told me, thank God he did. He said, you can be anything. You just have to really want it. And that stuck with me. Thank God. Because if you talk to my mother, or I saw my mother, I saw a woman who couldn't buy a car without my dad's name on it, could not even hold credit cards without my dad saying it's okay. All right. No, I wasn't born in the 1930s. However, boy, I'm well preserved if I was. But I remember this. I remember it very strongly. And I remember when I was really young, the nuns, first, second grade, were telling us that we couldn't be the scientists, really. So I have my dad, thank God, saying, yes, you can. And then I have everybody else saying, oh, no, you're limited, hon. You're limited. Interesting, isn't it? Me, I chose what my dad said. And I was I was a child just like now. I don't take what people say. I always have to test it. And I don't think because you're an adult, you know what you're doing. And so imagine that. I was a pretty hard child, actually. I was a difficult one. So with that, I escaped a lot of dogmas, but a lot of people soak that stuff in. And a lot of people my age did not. A lot of women didn't go on. My class did not go on to become the great scientists of the world. A lot of the women. A lot of them went into the professions that they were told in the first and second grade where they could go. Isn't that amazing? That's the subconscious mind. I once had a client way back who said Elena, I am going to get a job that leads me right to advancement and I can move up the company. Then she calls me 3 days later and she says, I got a job. I said, wonderful. And is it offering what you want? She says, no, it's a temporary job, but I know I can make it into a job that what's working, her conscious mind or her subconscious mind? Her subconscious mind. Her subconscious mind was driving the steering wheel at that point and drove her into a temporary job, which now she thinks she can make a full-time job. That's what it does. It sabotages us. It brings in those experiences, what we have learned, trying to save us from ourselves. And that's what you're trying to change with affirmations. Now, in the Think and Grow Rich, we have Napoleon Hill, a young journalist, talking to Carnegie. And Carnegie is saying, this is a book that has been in the self-development world forever and ever and ever and ever, almost. And if you don't know it, you should, because it really is a good book. Napoleon Hill went out to find all the successful people of that period, all men, and then interviewed them and came up with the keys to success. But when he started out, he didn't believe he could. And Carnegie was the one who said, yes, you will. And so he went in the mirror and he started to, yes, Andrew Carnegie is a fascinating guy. He really is. He took over. He did know. He took over the steel mill business and he knew nothing about steel mill, but he knew his gifts. He knew his gift was people. So he formed a mastermind with people in the division of all parts of the company. So all his people who headed up parts of that steel mill, he would meet with them. And then his job was to bring in the business. And he was a success with it because he knew his gifts. That's another lesson altogether, but keep that in your back pocket. So anyway, he's saying to this young journalist who's interviewing him, you got to interview everyone. And I want you to make a book. And Napoleon Hill's saying, I can't do that. He's young. He's inexperienced. He doesn't have any confidence. He says, you are going to meet me at the finish line. He gave him some line that was an affirmation. I don't remember it for verbatim. And then Napoleon Hill went and into a mirror and he did this affirmation that I will meet Carnegie at the finish line, not only meet him, but I will go past him. So with that, that's cool too. Inspiration TV. I didn't know that Carnegie was responsible for Sesame Street. I love Sesame Street. Well, anyway, so then Napoleon Hill got better the more people he interviewed. His confidence grew. And the affirmation was enough to get him started. But it was a harder road. And to this day, you still have people doing things, fighting their subconscious mind, trying to beat it and make it conscious with new ways by an affirmation. Now, I thought that was hard. Okay. I thought, there's got to be a better way. And so what I did was I thought, okay, how can I do this and make it fun? And so that my subconscious mind actually absorbs it and then changes the old beliefs with more ease. How does it work? Well, gratitude to raise my vibration. And then I created ways that made me feel good. And I did two things. When I became international best-selling author, I taped myself. I did. I taped myself as the conclusion of what I achieved when I finished this book, when it became an international best-selling book, and how I would feel and how it would change my life. And I got myself I had to record it like 3 times. And I had to get myself into this place of really feeling good. And I said, Elena, I am so proud of you. This is the recording. I am so proud of you. You did it, girl. You made international best-selling author. Your book is amazing and it's touching everyone's life. And I went on for a good minute and a half. And I played this recording of me telling myself, which, guys, this is incredible because the one thing your subconscious mind cannot resist is your own voice telling it something. Seriously. And in a vibration that's high. Didn't know that, did you? Yeah, that's science. So with me having that recording when I was putting on my makeup in the morning, when I was driving in the car, before I went to bed, before I had dinner, I was playing it 3 to 4 times a day. Okay. And I did that for quite a while. And every time I heard my voice, I would just smile because it's me. And that loosened me up. And oh my gosh, I believed I was already an international best-selling author. Now that book, You Can't Escape from a Prison If You Don't Know You're in One, actually made national best-selling author before it even got out. And then it made international that day. I remember I was in Canada coming back, and I found out it had made national. I got a call, and I was so happy that I actually went in, and the whole airport knew. I'm going through security. Yes, I just made national bestseller. I'm going through the whole thing. But I did it because my subconscious mind believed it, because it believed my voice and it believed the vibration the voice was on. See that? Now, you have to find what will work with you, but also remember science. And if science is saying that it's your own voice, then you got to use your own voice in some way, but find out what works for you. But that's the big key. What you're actually doing is you're going around into the, instead of meeting it head on in a bullfight, you're going around and just replacing it. That's what you're doing. Now, the second thing, another fun way. See, they don't teach this stuff. The other way that I have found is rhymes. You've heard it here. Rhymes. Why? Oh my gosh, another backdoor way to change the subconscious mind. And I have done this in many, many times. Okay, there was a woman who did this, and back in 1918, 1917, and that I mentioned her name. I'm going to read it right because I always screw it up, and I have 3 of her books. Florence Scovel Shinn. She was the one who taught Neville Goddard. She was the one who, my gosh, she was known all. Hi, Maria. Hey, welcome back. I enjoyed your broadcast also. I'm glad you are. Okay, so she actually was in New York City. That's automatic. That's nothing paranormal. That light does that. I'll let you know if something enters, but that's not it. All right. So she actually made quite a business in New York City and became known everywhere. And we don't even hear about her now. And yet, if you read Neville Goddard, a lot of the stuff comes from her. Yeah, no ghosts down here today. But anyway, so it's Florence Scovel. No, yeah, Scovel Shinn. I always want to change that. I don't know why. She believed very strongly in this other part of the subconscious mind, which now we know is what we talk about all the time with this pituitary gland or opening up the third eye, right? And she believed that you can change the belief systems in the subconscious mind by appealing to that pituitary gland or that supercharged part of the mind. Okay, that third part. Now, how she did that was in rhymes and gratitude and deserving. Big one, deserving. That is the money vibration. And that's the one we have the hardest time with. Deserving. Belief and deserving. And that's the one she addresses. Why belief and deserving? If you don't feel you deserve the gifts of the universe, if you don't feel like you deserve what this life has to offer, then how will you get what you deserve? You're always scraping by. You're giving and giving and giving, but nothing is coming in. And you have to attach the deserve, and you have to believe it's there. And the serving is the creative side. But once you create, you deserve. Okay? Now, how do you do that? Well, you do it in 2 ways. You do the rhyming. I love the rhyming. Why? Because if I sat there in the mirror saying, I deserve $50 million, that's hit or miss, right? I'm stepping on your toes. Oh, no, no, no. I'm helping you take a step up. I'm not stepping on your toes. So here it is. So you have to open yourself. And this is the spirituality part of it, actually. They work very much hand in hand. And when you open up to knowing that you deserve, and then you love what you're creating, and you have belief in both you, your ability to deserve, and the product that you're creating. That's what I call the triangle, the holy triangle of achievement. Okay. That's what it is. So, how do you do that? Okay. I'm going to read you a couple. These are some that I do. I love this. Okay. Now, this is what and rhyming. Oh, let's talk about rhyming. Number one, rhyming is freaking fun. Number two, affirmations, and rhyming, or if you do an incantation, say you did okay, I know most of you have it, it doesn't matter, but if you're doing any kind of spell, it's an incantation and it always rhymes. Okay. Mantras, a lot of times has rhythm or rhyme to it. If you are mantras, very often anything that has that sing-songy effect. Why? Vibration. It's vibration. It puts it naturally at a higher vibration because it's vibration. All melody is a vibration. All rhyme is a vibration. You are actually, yes, that's right. Hamando tapping. Yes, yes, yes. Everything. And when you add that, it just sort of surpasses your beliefs. It actually surpasses all those old, there you go, toxic beliefs. Isn't that cool? So here's one. And write these down. So get a pen because I'm giving you two. Okay, you ready? I love this one. I say this one. All channels are free and doors fly open for my immediate and endless, divinely designed supply. That means I am opening up all my doors. I am opening up all the windows. I am free and flying free, and all the divine design will come into me. Okay? Now, if I said, I will receive all the things I deserve in this week, try it. Try doing that. And you'll see, oh my gosh, you'll feel the resistance. It's right there. But when I say this, I feel happiness and I feel free. And I am opening all my doors for this supply. I am opening it up for all the divinity to enter into my world with all the gifts it has held for me. See the difference? Now, there's another one. I just started saying this. I love this. I do another one with business too. There is no competition on the spiritual plane. This is, actually, this one's a special one. I have, if you're interested, because I'm only giving you two of the one, well, there's about five things you should know if you really truly want to manifest. I'm giving you two categories. On, when is it? February 24th. From 1 to 6, and then all day on 9 to 6 on that Saturday, the 25th. I'm having a cool virtual and also people here, present, reality, real people, and then also virtual. I offer it two different prices because you're not here, you get less. You don't have to pay as much. But I am revealing all of them, and we're going to work through it, because if you get this, there's no stopping you. Honest to God. Okay. And it's pretty powerful. This is, Bob Proctor was somebody who was on The Secret, the original Secret. He was also one of the best ones. I watch The Secret. He always astounds me. And, and he one time told me when I went, I was going to his things because I had so many friends. I wanted to see everybody. So I would go, and he said, my God, you have to stay home. You know this stuff. He said, you could be teaching this with no problem. And I did. So it's really funny, but I knew it in a different way than he did. That has always worked for me. So that's what I'm teaching you. And I know there's a little bit more to it than just what they say. So that's what I'm teaching you now, and we'll teach you at that workshop. And it's always worked. I mean, everything I've done has eventually turned into a success. No matter how long it took, it always turned into a success. But it's mostly whenever I decided to do the things I know to make it happen, and not rely on others. Sometimes I get caught up in believing what other people say. Not good. Stop it right now. But you have to believe in yourself. And that's when you turn on all this stuff. And, the things I've achieved in my life, most people don't even understand, you know? So it's really cool when you apply this stuff. So if you're interested, I think my assistant will be on and she will put that link on there too. But we are definitely filling up. So please join. But anyway, here it is. So if I'm going out and I am going to present this to you and I am selling tickets to it, say that, okay? This is what I say. Yeah. There is no competition on the spiritual plane. What is mine is given under grace to me. Okay? So there is no competition on the spiritual plane. What is mine is given under grace to me. Now, what does that do? Well, we all know when we go out to sell tickets for anything, we always get a little trepidation, you know? And what this does is just takes it away. And you'll notice I'm never a hard sell. Do you know why? Because I know that those that are supposed to come to me, no matter how many or how few, doesn't matter, it is what I'm receiving under grace, and it's out of my hands anyway. See that? It takes everything off so that I can be truly me, tell you what you will learn, what you won't learn, what you will do. And if you like it and it's a fit, then I know it's a fit. I don't stress. And that's what it's supposed to be about. And I know I will receive what is right for me because it's divinely given under grace. Isn't that cool? We aren't supposed to live with this terrible feeling of trepidation. We aren't supposed to live where we exhaust our adrenal gland. We are not supposed to live where we constantly feel angst and are taking drugs to fight this anxiety. We aren't. We've just forgotten to add some special parts, and that's our belief system and our understanding of vibration. That's what we forgot to add. And when you do that, these affirmations are so easy. It's really funny. My clients, I decided to find out, you're going to laugh at me. This is funny. I mean, I've been teaching for a while in one form or another. And I always ask the people that are taking from me, I'll just call them up and say, hey, so what is it I do for you? Really, because I want to know, because their perception, that's another thing, guys. Everybody's perception is different. And their perception might be totally different from mine. So I want to know. Well, this is really interesting. One of them, not all, no, all of them said, these are the 2 or 3 things that they said that were all across the board. Every single one said, and then they all had other things too. But I'm glad you're all laughing with me, because things don't always have to be dead serious to be real. And so they said, number 1, that I always showed them a path of least resistance that they never knew was there, which is true. Because I don't believe in going hard. I think that's silly. And then number 2, what did they say? Okay. Oh, yeah. And each of them found, from just taking 1 to 2 times with me in anything, that they started manifesting immediately. Things just started happening. Doors would open, opportunities would come. Honest to God, this is what they said. And do I believe it? Sure, I do, because I know why. And then number three, they always felt that I removed all toxicity in all of their environment and in themselves. I do that too. I told you I work on the psychic plane a lot. So if they ask, I will do that. Oh, and then I'm sorry, I'm reading a comment. These comment things can get you all into this. Anyway, so when I heard that, I thought, this is true. Why are they manifesting so much? Well, when I get them started on this kind of thing, then if they're studying with me, I always ask and always add me doing it with them. And two, doing those rhymes and me thinking of them as I'm doing it just opens doors. And that's why they see the manifestation. I don't have to have secrets. You know what I mean? So working with someone like that, yeah, that's why they're manifesting so much. And because they see that pathway of least resistance, all of a sudden their subconscious mind can't go fighting it so hard, right? Because there's no challenge. There's secrets to everything. So anyway, this is tonight's. I hope you learned a lot because I gave you a lot. And I hope you take it seriously. And I hope you wrote stuff down because this stuff will change your life. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And if you really want to learn the other three little aspects that are pretty cool, then look at that event. What am I calling it? It's it's called Illusion and the Art of Manifestation. And that's what's so cool. Hey, Maria, you are so welcome. And tomorrow, if you're around at 10:30 and you want to see that mystical muse, me, and my wonderful guest, I think I have Laura May, and then I also have Holly Breton. And that could freak somebody out, couldn't it? So anyway, with that, tune in just for fun, and you can ask questions because we will be live. And you'll be sitting in on the conversation that so many have to sit out and just listen. So that's kind of fun, and you'll learn some really cool things about your own spirituality, whatever that is. I always say, guys, I never take away from somebody's spirituality. Why? Because I've always said, like I said to my boys when they were growing up, whatever gets you closer to your source and what you really want to believe and is there for you is what's right for you. It's just opening up those channels for you to discover. That's all. So anyway, you might really enjoy this show. It's really fun and we have a really good time. But until next time, and next time, if I see you at that wonderful workshop and give you tons of other secrets. But for right now, I would love to hear how you are all doing and how this is all working for you this much. For heaven's sakes, don't stay a stranger. Give me comments. Come back and comment on the video. Get me on Instagram. I don't care. Get me on my website. DM me, I guess they call it now, right? It took me a day to figure out what DM meant. Yeah, DM me and just let me know if this stuff's working for you or if you have questions. Oh my gosh, why not? Right? I'm accessible. And then on top of that, if you listen to this, you'll see me and check out ElenaChapman.com. There might be something that you love on there. And until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I love you all and thank you for being here. Okay. Namaste, my dear friends. Namaste. Much abundance and joy to all. Bye-bye.